Hey everybody, hi. Hello. Well, Tracy's here. Awesome. Happy Friday, everybody. Friday happens to be my favorite day of the week because anything is possible. We're ready for the weekend. The work week is over. Well, for some people, lots of people work on the weekends. I'm working right now, although, truth be told, I really don't consider this a job. This is more like something I'm passionate about, even though it is my craft, readings and whatnot. It's still a lot of fun. And so I'm just happy to be here with you guys tonight. Hi, hello, Gemini Ascension. I'm a Gemini moon myself. So maybe we'll wait for a couple people to come in. Hello, Katie. Might as well just get kicked off. The nature of these readings is that they do stay up forever. I, have no intention of taking them down because they've been up for long enough. Just go check my past videos. Some of those are pretty cringe and hard to watch for sure, but I'm never going to take them down because it is a look into the journey, right? And we're always at different phases of that journey. We're constantly growing. We're constantly learning. And so tonight, what I wanted to do was something of a study. Hey, guys. All right. Now I'm starting to see some more familiar faces. We've got Jim. We've got Tyler. We have a Paula. Oh, gosh, you guys, this is great. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. So we're just going to get right on into it. This is plenty. We've got 41 people watching. That is more than enough. That is a nice chunk of people. Great energies here. It's a good group, so we're going to kick it off. Hello. Oh, thank you. Oh, Big Sweeter! Yay! Everybody. Road to Ruta is in the house. He says, watch your tongue at least for the first few months. That's good advice. There you go. I really like it. See, guys, look at me operating the little tools here. I love it. All right. Hey, guys. All right. So the format for today, we're kind of just going to roll with it. The title of the video, what they are presenting to us versus what they are hiding. So really, we're looking at the shadow, we're looking at the light, and I really want to get a good view of both sides of it. So for the most part, when I pull the cards pertaining to what they're presenting to us, this is not going to be a surprise. It's just the cards. It's going to be my way of using the cards to confirm what's already happening, what just by the process of observation, what's going on. So that's really not going to shock anybody. And so I'm not going to be revealing anything that the common sense observer can't already see for themselves. But it's a really great control to have. That, those cards that imply the actual presentation that the mainstream media is selling us versus what they may possibly be covering up for and why. So let's get into it, you guys. You guys know I have in the past struggled with watching the comments and interacting with the comments and reading the cards at the same time. So I promise you, I'm not ignoring the chat on purpose, not to be rude. Excuse me. I just can't do them both at the same time. So, and if I have a few burps, it's because I'm drinking kombucha. And I don't know, I don't want to get in trouble here, but the blue flavor of this particular brand is just delectable. I don't even know why it's blue, but it is bright blue, and it's good stuff, man. I'm not affiliated with them at all, as a matter of fact. I just hope they don't, sue me. So, okay. Oh, quick shout out to all of my new Patreon subscribers and the new subscribers of this channel. If you have stuck with me this whole time, thank you from the bottom of my heart for kind of waiting it out. You guys have been with me for years now, from the days of being a baby truther, and you've stuck it out with me. So if you're new to this channel, hang in there. I plan on giving you guys more readings like this. I'd like to keep it on to a weekly basis if I can. And then to those of you that have recently subscribed to my freshly launched Patreon channel, I don't think I could be more excited and also nervous about this venture, because I see and feel all of these incredible, amazing ideas, and it's like my vision for it is so grand. And yet, as we all know, the vision, no matter how grand it is, requires baby steps and planning and patience, which I'm not the most patient. I'm not the most patient cow in the pasture. Let's put it that way. All right, guys, so let's get into it. All right, so the first card I'm going to pull here from this tarot tutorial. This is a really great deck of cards for the beginner level reader, the intermediate, and the advanced reader as well. It's just so like cut and dry. It gives you the elements, it gives you the zodiac correlations, and then it gives you a few notes about like what it is. People think it's cheating, but I don't think it's cheating. It's just a deck of cards. All right, guys. So let's get a card. Oh, uncross your dang legs. Let's not even get started. Everybody uncross your legs. If you are a part of this collective reading, you need to uncross them ankles, ladies and gentlemen, and get them roots on the floor as best you can. All right. All right, so these cards, I will pull two. These are to reflect what the Western media, the mainstream Western media, is presenting to the Western Hemisphere at this time. These current events, these current happenings. Okay. Four of Pentacles and the Lovers reversed. Okay. So the Four of Pentacles, a lot of earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I call this the Putin card, actually. So I'll just hold these up. I really do suggest getting this deck of cards. It doesn't matter what level you're at, even if you're just a hobbyist. These are totally like, they feel very neutral. I think because there's no art, there really is no art whatsoever. It's all just text. It's not a very polarized card in any direction. It's just very like neutral and calming. So Four of Pentacles and the Lovers reversed. So here, this card, the Lovers reversed, the notes are infidelity, separation, disharmony, and loss of balance. And then the Four of Pentacles, the text here is security, conservatism, scarcity, control, and restraint. Now, let's set aside the sort of textbook definitions of these cards, and let's do some like real reading, okay? The Four of Pentacles does have a lot to do with the idea that there is simply not enough to go around. We see it come up when people are very concerned about their finances and they're being run from this scarcity or lack mentality. They start to hold on and cling to everything that they have. So I'm under the impression here that this is all about promoting the idea that we are very dependent on them for security, because the Lovers reversed. Now this deck uses terms like infidelity, disharmony, and separation. And I think that's very interesting, because the idea of enemy aerial objects in American airspace does imply that this agreement between the American people and those that are in a position of responsibility and obligation to protect the American people and American airspace. This implies betrayal. They want us to feel shaken and betrayed. That's what I'm getting from this, is they are promoting, because this is, remember, this is what they are showing us. This is what they want us to feel. Is this the actual like fact of the matter? I mean, certainly we can't trust them. Okay. Certainly there have been betrayals all across the board. My ear just started ringing. Usually happens when I'm like surrounded by devices. It's like, it'd be like that. How's everybody doing? How's it going, you guys? Let's see. Yeah, uncross your legs. The name of this deck, Shelly, is Tarot Tutorial. It's the Tarot Tutorial deck, and it is just really great. So let me see here. And unless you guys are living under a rock, the headlines recently have been absolutely ridiculous. Chinese spy balloons, octagon-shaped objects over Lake Michigan. All of these very interesting, fantastical, happenings in the sky that, just my opinion now is that a lot of this is a distraction. This is exactly why I chose to do a sort of a dualistic reading here tonight, to talk about what they're promoting and then what they're actually covering for. So let's get into it. They want us to feel a sense of absolute need for their resources. They want us to feel like we have to cling to everything that's around us. They're very interested in making us feel that sense of dependency, but they also want us to know that they don't have our back. That's what the Lovers reverse is the idea that we can be betrayed. You will be betrayed. So a lot of it is fear, the instigation of fear, the instigation of feeling of instability. So let's set these aside for right now, and let's take a look at what they are covering for. All of these sensational headlines. What are they hiding? Okay. What are they hiding? Man, we got 138 people in here, you guys. That's awesome. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. What are they hiding? We got a couple jumpers. Oh, that might be too many. All right. I'll put these on the top. What are they hiding? What is the real truth behind all this hullabaloo? Six of Cups. So that was unexpected. There's a reason why I will and have made really good habit of making a distinct differentiation between my opinions and my theories that are not exclusively based on my readings, but I have my own theories, my own insights that I get, but I really want to be very clear about like the readings, or the reading, like the cards are reflecting it, and I'm not going to try to make my theories fit what the cards are saying. When I have something that is conjecture or opinion, you're going to know that it's my conjecture and it's my opinion, and it's not necessarily what I'm getting from the cards. Am I constantly influenced by the cards? Absolutely. I'm a reader. That's what I do. But I also, believe it or not, there are questions that I don't ask the cards. I don't go there. I kind of just let my intuition do its own thing. And sometimes I don't consult with the cards for everything. I just don't. So, but for you guys, I know you guys want to see what the cards have to say. So the Six of Cups is what they're hiding. So this is what's actually going on behind the scenes. So this is very interesting, because the Six of Cups, okay, the Six of Cups is, it says here, these are terms from this particular card: nostalgia, innocence, family, kindness, creativity, and protection. I think we're going to clarify that. Okay, we've got the whole thing with the kids coming up. It's very interesting. Let's see. What are they hiding? Clarify the Six of Cups for what is really going on. I mean, opinion time, but you guys know where my mind goes. As soon as we get the Six of Cups, which is children, there is really a pretty central reason why I find myself here working in this community in the first place. And that has everything to do with the child trafficking and the supranational entities that are all coordinated in these child trafficking, it's just human trafficking efforts. But I bring up children because, first of all, that's why we all are here right now, is because we found out what they were doing. And then also because the Six of Cups is classically, traditionally a card of children. So this may have something to do with the children. Ow. Okay, clarify the Six of Cups for what are they hiding? What are these headlines covers for? King of Swords and the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. All right. So I like this. Dang, 181 people. You guys, Friday night is where it's at. I am pleasantly surprised. So let's see here. Six of Cups. You know, I'm going to say Six of Cups. I have seen representative of the concept of telepathy. And what I mean by that, you know, Six of Cups does have a lot to do with our memories from childhood. It's a very tribal card, and it implies sort of a collective network of information that is shared amongst people, not in ways that you might think. It's not just text messages, emails, phone calls. You know, the Six of Cups implies our ability to connect with each other telepathically and emotionally. So, you know, the Six of Cups, I have to say also the Six of Cups, King of Swords, Ace of Cups reverse. I'm getting a little bit of weirdness, like transhumanism stuff going on here pertaining to the water. I know it's a little strange. King of Swords is going to be a very he's somebody in a leadership position, air dominant. So we're talking like an Gemini, Libra, Aquarius male. I do not think that this is just one male. I think this is a collective of people. King of Swords collectives are going to be the tech gods, the AI gods, the money people that really hold those cards, and they're able to wield authority with a whole bunch of like power. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing with the King of Swords. And then the Ace of Cups is very interesting because we have two cup cards, which imply a lot of water. I mean, you guys, let's be just now common observation between the derailments, the trail derailments. I think we're up to 6 trail derailments within a couple of weeks. You know, I don't care. People are talking about, oh, it's normal, statistically speaking, for trails to be derailed. I don't know about that. I'm certainly not a locomotive specialist. I don't even really like trains all that much. But the idea that 6 trains within such a short period of time, all of these holding volatile, dangerous chemicals and substances, that doesn't sit right with me. And I think anybody who is exercising their common sense observation would be able to tell you that there's something wrong here. For those of you that do follow Bixweir's Road to Ruta and you're subscribed to the Road to Ruta content, you may remember he and I did a reading a couple weeks ago, and what showed up in the cards a great deal was all of this stuff pertaining to the water and our waterways. That has been a theme that has been haunting me, so to speak, since late December. I was and this is where we get woo-woo, but this is my channel. This is what my channel is about, is like deep woo and super weird stuff that I experience, and I feel compelled to just share it, right? So late December, I had a vision, okay? Some of you can call it a dream. I call them visions because they're different. Like dreams are dreams. We have dreams, we go to sleep at night. And for me, those are sort of stored in my mind differently than what I consider a vision. A vision is a far more visceral, clear, sort of it's as if someone slammed down like a stack of folders or books, like really, really loud and heavy, like right on your like office desk. That's the best way that I can describe it, where it's like you like shut up, listen, you know, that's it. You don't have a choice. You can't wake up. Like we're not going to let you just wake yourself up. You need to sit down, you need to listen. Okay, so like that's the difference for me. And hopefully that resonates with a lot of you, because I know a lot of you guys get your own visions and you have your own experiences that you know are, they're either your guides, it's either your guides, your higher self, however you want to characterize it. I know that it happens. I know that I'm not the only one that it happens to either. But I talked about this. I made a post about it on my Facebook because it was that serious to me. But the end of December, in this vision, these two military personnel, they were clearly officers, they approached me. They asked me very, forwardly to have a seat. I declined their request for me to have a seat twice, which I thought was strange and out of character. For me, I wouldn't be so rude, especially not to decorated officers. So that stood out to me, that was a weird, like, what the hell was I doing, right? So I didn't sit. I stayed standing during what felt to me like a briefing. They said to me that there are machines in the atmosphere right now, and they have always been there. I shouldn't say that. They didn't say that. They didn't say that they have always been there. Delete that. Deleted. They didn't say that they have always been there. They said that there are machines in the atmosphere now that have been there for some time that shield human beings' vision of what they called the true sky. And this is their term. They said the true sky. And then they said that soon the waters plural, the waters beneath our feet will begin to reflect the true sky. And that the machines that are currently there, their function, which is to block our view, that function will be rendered incapacitated due to the reflective, I guess, the power of the reflective quality of these waters below. Meaning, if you were to shine a light, like the most supercharged, brightest light that you could possibly fathom, and try to imagine some kind of a shield that was quite flimsy in comparison to the power of this light will shine, it will penetrate these machines. The reflection is that grand. That reflection cuts through these mechanisms. And that was my takeaway. Okay. They didn't tell me all of that. Okay. They kept it pretty brief. But, so this is specifically what they said, was that the waters beneath our feet will begin to reflect the true sky, and that really nothing would be able to trump that. Nothing would be able to override those reflections. Now, the second part of what they said was also very specific. They said that henceforth, okay, so we're talking this, I got this vision, this visitation towards the last week of December. And this is all like on record, just in case anybody wants to like fact check me or whatever. Towards the end of December, the last week of December, they said from that point henceforth. Now remember, in December, we dealt with this massive meltdown of the airlines, right? This crazy weather took place, these massive blizzards all across the country. Simultaneously, the airlines are completely melting down. All flights are grounded, and this storm just came out of freaking nowhere, right? So that was happening. And then I had, that was around the time that I had this vision, and it felt very, it was clearly relevant, right? So they said that henceforth, weather systems were going to be created specifically to keep battle zones shielded from our view. Now, to be very specific, the terminology they used was pockets of the sky are to be blocked off because these pockets of the atmosphere are designated battle theaters for aerial combat. And that these chunks, these designated battle theaters in the atmosphere, those are of some kind of treaty, like it's shared space. So they block out these massive chunks of the sky, and then they create these weather systems so that we can't see it. And they actually took an extra second to tell me why we're not allowed to see it. And it's because it would create pandemonium. We are not going to be allowed to see or watch aerial combat between these factions, whomever the heck it is, right now. Right now, we cannot. I wasn't under the impression that I didn't get any dates. Nobody said anything about dates or anything like that. They just wanted me to know those two things, very key. The waters beneath our feet are going to reflect the true sky, and that pockets of the atmosphere were going to be essentially roped off using weather systems that are generated to shield. And also, the planes had to be grounded because they cannot have commercial airliners in the air while they are having aerial combat, conducting any kind of anything. They can't do it. It's too high of a risk. They don't want anybody up there. They don't have the PR, what have you. And just keep in mind, you guys, the Space Force is far older than people think. It wasn't actually born back in 2016 or 2017. It was only formally announced, reintroduced rather into the collective. I believe that the Space Force goes way, way back. And that's really the nature of the bigger picture here, is that we're dealing with supranational forces. We're dealing with forces that transcend our idea of continental barriers and borders between countries. And, it even goes beyond the United Nations. Like, the United Nations are like, I believe that it's a dog and pony show. I don't think that those people are in charge. I don't even think they know what the is going on, to be completely honest with you. That's the vibe that I'm getting when I observe these people at the podiums, speaking at press conferences, speaking at, at this forum and that freaking forum. I think these people have done a pretty good job of letting the rest of us feel that they're in control. Four of Cups and the Lovers reversed. They want us to feel. They are invested in our disempowerment. They want us to feel like the abused partner who is codependent on them for everything, for validation, for money, for clothing, for shelter. They want us to feel this sense of instability. And I think that that's really what they're going for with all these recent headlines. That's my vibe. Now, getting back to the cards here, let's check in with you guys. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Friday going? Theta vibes. Still don't understand what the fuck Space Force is for. Sorry about my language. And he didn't say the F word. He said WTF. So still don't understand. Okay. Well, that's okay. You're really not supposed to at this juncture, at this stage, but it is a very notable fact that all branches of the military formally and officially handed over their satellite communications, their headquarters over to the Space Force officially. It belongs to the Space Force. The Space Force owns the sky as far as we are concerned. So keep that in mind. Okay, you can go on military.com and fact check me. There you go. Road to Ruta says, I see them flying at night with my night vision goggles. Man, I want a pair of night vision goggles so bad. Yeah, there's no moderator in here. Should I get a moderator? I don't know how I feel about that. I'm typically okay with whatever you guys want to say. Part of the reason I can't do both at once is because if somebody says something like rude or hurtful, it just annoy me. So I kind of just like stick to doing one thing at the same time. I don't even know how to assign a wrench at this time. So actually, let's see. What would that be? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So let's get back to it. Jenny doesn't need a mod. Dare anyone to fuck with Jenny? Yeah. Thank you. Hey, I'm just here, you know, I'm not here to fight with anyone right now. I'm just here to read some cards. I just want to pull some cards, y'all. I'm trying to change some lives with tarot reading. It's just, I love it so much. What's humanity's part with all of this? That's a really, really good question. That's a really good question. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that in the chat. When I was on guard duty in Iraq, looking up the night sky, it was interesting. Way more stuff up there than I remember as a kid. Isn't that interesting? It is interesting to see how they seem to have bulked up the mechanical fog that encompasses our planet and just blanketed it in metal and God knows what else, just probably make it easier for us to tune into the natural Ethernet, the natural internet that, well, it's not really an internet, but it is a network, and it does exist naturally on planet Earth, within and of the planet herself. And so all of this metallic, synthetic interference, I really think that they're all just like tinker toys, like Legos in comparison. And at any given time, I think if the planet gets mad enough, she can shake it all off. And that probably includes us. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? So let's see here. All right. No, nobody's being rude. Everybody's being cool. I haven't had any issues today. You guys are being so sweet. So nice. We have 249 people in the chat right now, like, or watching right now. This is incredible. Oh my God, you guys. Okay. So let's get a little bit further into it. What are they hiding? Wow. So the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. Ace of Cups reversed actually has a lot to do with what happens when a receptacle is officially empty. So they might actually be hiding the emptiness of something. This is also, so blocked creativity, emptiness, and emotional loss. This does have a lot to do with what happens when some kind of a resource dries up. Now, the whole water thing is very significant. I have made some reference to the Primary Water Institute. I'm really big on that. I'm actually working on a series where I'm going to outline what that's about and why I think that that is just so vital to the future of humanity, is understanding the primary water that exists within our planet, and that we never, ever have to fight wars over water ever. There's truly no need for it other than the need of the demented, absolutely psychotic global parasites that happen to have been in control for quite some time. They want us to fight over water. They want to monopolize water. But the primarywaterinstitute.org proves that water is actually created by the earth herself. It is created within rock somewhere between 400 and 600 kilometers beneath the Earth's surface. So literally the core of the Earth. It doesn't matter. I don't care what version of Earth you buy into, flat Earth, concave, convex, octagon. It doesn't matter. One thing is certain, because they can prove it, is that the Earth herself generates water. And there's so much water that they can't even quantify it. Okay. So I get really passionate and crazy about this stuff, because ever since I had that vision in the end of December, where they were telling me about the water, all of this information about water started coming to me. And then there are all the biblical references to the living waters, the waters of life. And I'm like, it's all the same thing. I believe that they're all the same thing. So please, check out the primarywaterinstitute.org. There is a free downloadable magazine over there for you to read all of these articles about, how the water crisis is totally fabricated. There's absolutely no need for people to drink water from aquifers or containers or anything like that. They have the technology to track that water as it comes up from below the surface. They know where it comes out of the earth, and it's simply a matter of collecting it and distributing it. Nobody ever has to live without fresh water, nowhere on the planet. So it is a huge farce. It is probably one of the most insane kept secrets of recorded history. And so that resource is so valuable, and I will use my platform every opportunity that I have to promote their work, what they're doing. And they go back quite a ways. Like, they have some original gangsters that they owe everything that they're doing now to, that have been doing this work for decades. They've been telling people that the fossil fuel scarcity mentality, the oil scarcity mentality, all of it was fabricated and peddled to an uninitiated surface population, and that really enabled these powerful few to monopolize, these inherent birthright things that we have, things like water and oil and even our precious metals. Now, that's something for another day. All of this study into the primary waters has led me down an even deeper understanding of the consciousness of silver in particular. So this is my silver dagger. She's getting a little bit, what's that? What's the word? When it gets like, I don't know, it's kind of turning dark, but if I rub it enough, it comes off. So anyways, yeah. So my silver dagger, it's my most favorite possession. I love this thing so much. It's insane how crazy it is. But just exploring human consciousness's relationship with silver and also with gold has led me into the understanding that we are biologically and spiritually symbiotic with gold and with silver. These are far more than just metals that conduct energy very well or have value for this property or that application. Our relationship to these metals is similar, not exactly the same, but similar in a sense to our relationship with water, with primary water. And so I find it to be just par for the course. Of course, God would have me going down that path of study. And that is a work in progress. I really want to, dive into that, no pun intended, no holds barred, and just come up with some really great stuff for you guys. So what are they hiding? Let's get a little bit more. We're going to switch gears here. Let's see. Hi, Monty. Oh, signed up for my Patreon. Thank you. Oh, yeah. You guys. I love this so much. Yeah, so actually what I'm going to do a few more. Oh, patina. That's what it's called. The patina on my dagger. Okay, I don't like the word tarnished. Can we use the word patina? Patina has a cooler vibe. Tarnished is you've been tarnished, you know. It's like, oh no, you know, it's like your skirt flew up in church, you know, you've been tarnished. Oh no. All right. So we're going to do some more of this stuff. And then I actually am going to be that person. And I am going to bring those of you that want to over to my Patreon, and we're going to do extended readings. And this is what I have in mind for the extended readings for tonight. Okay. Specifically for you guys. You're going to want to identify your dominant element. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Earth signs, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So right now, go ahead and define yourself for the sake of the reading to identify with a collective. And then what I'm going to do in the extended version over on Patreon is I'm going to ask the cards to reflect how those particular collectives are showing up in the Great Awakening in 2023. And specifically what I mean by this is where you are not showing up, like where you're kind of sucking right now, like where you're lacking, where you're definitely not doing your best, you know, like what your weaknesses are. I'm not here to beat anybody up, but I am here to be real with you because I expect people to be real with me. Like if I went to a reader and I'm going to pay somebody cash money or silver or crypto or whatever to reflect the truth to me, like I don't want to hear sugarcoating anything. I want to hear where I'm effing up. I want to hear what I need to do. So that's what I want to do with the extended portion of this reading is talk to the air signs, the fire signs, and so on and so forth about specifically where you guys are lacking right now, where your weaknesses are, where you need the most help, and then where you guys are going to be showing up and expressing and wielding your specific skill sets, your power, and really like what your freaking superpower is in the Great Awakening, specifically 2023. And we'll probably keep it short term, maybe not the whole 2023, because, you know, even within the confines of a 12-month cycle, we've got seasons, we've got, you know, cycles. So there's a lot going on. So that's what's going to be happening. I did post my Patreon link in the description, and I try to keep it really affordable, you guys. $17 is one tier, $25 if you're feeling really froggy. Now, please expect at least 2 videos per week from me. And then I'm going to throw some, you know, perks in there, and probably going to do some merch because I've got some people that are like, you know, hey, I've got some ideas. And so I've got some really cool ideas about that too. But this is the sort of thing that you can expect, you know, where you have opportunities to express yourself. You know, if there's one thing that I have observed consistently from being a reader in this space and talking to thousands of people is that everybody is wanting to live up to some kind of standard. It's like the folks that were born in this incarnation, most of the people that have come to me, or most of the people that I have met along the way that I like, you know, we see eye to eye and we're all in this together type of vibe, everybody feels the same, that they were born for this special time. And there's this scary sense that you're not going to make the jump, that you are not living up to some kind of standard, or that you have failed the mission, or that you're failing the mission, or that you let yourself down or you let other people down. I see this every single day in my field. is a lot of the awakened souls here, a lot of like the foot soldiers of this movement, you know, the think tanks of this movement, the intuitives of this movement. Everybody at some point has this fear that they have not done enough and that they have let down their higher selves, themselves, their guides, their families, their descendants, their ancestors, you name it. An observant, awakened soul has felt it. And I have had to, you know, help them through that and use the cards to help characterize, you know, where that weakness is, you know, where is that fear coming from? What is this about? Is this based in truth? Because you really do know exactly where you're messing up and what you should be doing? Or is this something else? Is this external? Is this coming from, you know, a super abusive family member? You know, is this something rooted in trauma? You know, and it just helps to identify where some of the fear stuff is coming in. And then the super fun part that I'm really excited about doing here is characterizing where people can really rise to the occasion, what specific skills they have, and even some guidance cards and action cards where we can specifically define for you what it is that you need to do, what steps that you need to take in order to truly wield that power and show up in the Great Awakening. Now, I want to be clear, you don't need these readings. You don't need to hear my interpretation of the cards in order for you to live your highest truth. You don't need that. I just, this is what I do. And I would love for you guys to, you know, walk this path with me and step into my world and just, you know, hear what I have to say to you and bring to you. This is my service. I was in the service industry, in the restaurant industry since I was 15 years old. I've been doing that. You know, it's not like I didn't work a normal job. It's not like I didn't, you know, sort of, you know, slugging through the trenches and worked. You know, this is my passion. This is what I was put here to do. And, you know, and I know all about work and I know all about the matrix and the real world. And I couldn't do that. I can't, I'll never go back. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to go back. And I highly suggest that nobody ever goes back to the matrix either. Once you're unplugged, you're unplugged. That's it. You're free. You never have to go back again. So yeah, let's see. Do you guys have any, maybe specific questions? Let's see. Ooh, do we have somebody not nice? Look at me, just focusing on like one negative comment where, you know, it's like 1,000 nice ones, but you know, it's very typical. Got to work on that. Let's see. Is there anything you guys would ask the cards right now? Can anybody think of something you'd ask? Let's see. What's T vibe? I'm not doing crypto readings right now, you guys, please. And thank you for bringing it up though, actually. I'm going to put that up here really quick. Wait. Theta Vibe says, will T Vibe be successful? I'm going to assume that T Vibe is like a coin. I hope it's not just you. Like, do you mean like, are you going to be successful? Because only you are in control of that, sir. So let's see. But I'm glad that you brought up anything crypto related, because the crypto reads, that I will do those because that is so relevant. And I've still work with a lot of people that got started with Theta a couple of years ago. So I will be doing readings for Theta in particular, because to be honest with you, I don't really give two craps about any of the other coins, with the exception of like Veritasium. I like Bitcoin is okay. I fucking hate Bitcoin. Okay, I hate Bitcoin. I just can't stand it. It's disgusting. Theta, Veritasium, and Litecoin. Bitcoin is so gross, but whatever. It's like just the way it is. People use it. It's probably going to be the next like real functional coin, fine. I don't have to like it, okay? You can't make me. Rice TV says, Jenny, I would like to ask the cards if we should connect and make freedom babies. Freedom babies. So look, none for me. I already have 3 freedom babies, but I do suggest that people go out there and find the loves of their lives and have lots and lots of freedom babies, because I think part of the agenda is the sterilization of the Western world, or the whole world, to be honest. An attack on the family, specifically the traditional, man, woman, child, man, woman, children. And I hate the idea that there isn't enough. I hate the scarcity mentality lie that there is not enough resource, not enough water on this planet or in this planet to house and home here, I'll put this away, Chris, that there isn't enough, and there truly is enough. No, it's okay. Hey, dude, Nick, bravo. I don't know you. I know Chris. It's okay. We're just messing around. Actually, I recognize you. Man, people always just find me. I swear I blocked people like several times and they just always come back. Anyways, so yeah, I think everybody should have babies if you can, find a good partner and reproduce and, get land, think about sustainability, think about true medicinal remedies, the idea, look at Elon Musk. I mean, I know he's kind of a crappy example because he's literally one of the richest people in the world, but even he thinks that the idea of an overpopulated world is bunk, because he knows dang well there's plenty to go around. That is a fact. It's the industry of today that creates pressure and hunger and disease. The way that they're doing it creates scarcity, certainly, but it does not have to be that way. They're quite simply invested in the idea of scarcity. Don't block me, please. God, if I had a freaking dime for every time someone said to me, don't block me, please, I'd be as rich as Bix Weir. Don't block me, Jenny. I won't block you. I won't block you. I'm a big freedom of speech advocate. I really, even if you're gonna sit there and talk crap, I'll let you talk crap. Go ahead. You got a good 3 minutes before I put your ass in timeout. But you can say whatever you want. I'm not a fan of censorship. I am really not. All right, guys. So let's see. What does any of this have to do with the monetary system? Do you mean my reading, or do you mean like the headlines? Because it's all connected, Dylan. It's all connected. How does currency correlate to water? If water is energy and energy is currency, then, well, isn't that interesting? And I'm certainly not the first person to make the correlation between the waters and the terminology used when talking about the economic system. Things like banks. What's a freaking bank? You know what I mean? Currency, the current of the sea, ports, what else? God, there's so many terms in the economic system that have their correlation to something pertaining to water and water systems. There's no accident. And didn't Jesus say do something with the sea of commerce? It had something to do with the sea of commerce, and him walking on water, I think, was actually something about currency. What do I know? I'm not a Bible expert. Okay. When it comes to biblical stuff, I'm not the resource. I'm just learning that stuff. But the economic system and the waters, they are connected. And a couple of years ago, when I started my work with Bix Weir, I was made aware of the concept of an ecosystem an economic ecosystem that worked similarly to the way that a natural healthy ecosystem works and the way that it flowed and the transaction of it all. And there were no parasites associated with, there were no parasites inside this ecosystem, and therefore that the economic ecosystem was able to work very fluidly, and there were very little problems because there were no parasitic entities siphoning anything, throwing the whole system off. I do believe that is a possibility, and I think that a primary, like a fundamental aspect of making that happen lies within the human being's ability to see themselves in true relation to the elemental world. We don't know where we fit in with the bigger picture because we don't know who or what we are. And that was always the agenda. If we don't know how we are symbiotically connected to silver and gold, which arguably, and if you listen to some of the experts that are cited over at the primarywaterinstitute.org, they will tell you that things like silver, gold, granite, all of these things are essentially phases of water, albeit millions, if not billions of years apart in stages, are all essentially phases of a water molecule. Everything is water. So when the human population, namely the surface population, I lovingly call us the surface population because I do believe that we happen to share the planet with a subterranean population as well as an atmospheric or even above, I guess you would call them a sky population. I don't really talk about them too much. I've really been more led to deal with, subterranean and surface. Right now I'm on the surface, so we're the surface population. But there, once the surface population has this paradigm affecting, paradigm changing understanding of who and what we are, the parasitic nature of the economic ecosystem doesn't work anymore because we have the numbers. So, that's why I think it's connected. Let's see here. Jenny, ask the cards if the vaxxers will be punished soon. Well, public awakening, sir, I respectfully say that they are in the process of some pretty immense punishment. I think that they are being punished right now. Just the sudden deaths. I'm going to admit something. When this all first started, like way first started, like 2020, right? I didn't think that it would be this bad as far as the deaths. I didn't know. We knew this was a huge fear push, but the fact that, you can go on some really good sites right now or follow specific groups like Telegram, I'm sure has some, but these died suddenly groups are tracking young and healthy deaths all over the world in such astronomical numbers that it's like, it's absolutely shocking. That to me is punishment enough. This isn't funny anymore. Not that it was ever funny, truly not that it was ever funny, but admittedly in the beginning, I think, I was more comfortable taking on a more, even recently here, taking on more of a kind of a comical, joking vibe. It's not funny anymore. Like, these are our fellow men and women and children. And yeah, they were really stupid. And in some cases, vicious. But the fact is, like, people are dying, and this isn't the time to rub it in their face, even though we might want to, because a lot of them made us very miserable. I think the time for that isn't right now. The time to rub their faces in it probably isn't right now. They're in for a rough road. So do we just burn all our money and throw it away? No, Dylan, that would be dumb. Don't do that. And I've talked about the psychological tether, the psychological attachment that people have to paper money, cash money, will, even after the ultimate devaluation of the dollar, of fiat currency, I still believe that our psychological tether to the note, the paper note, is so strong. Because really, this is a faith-based economy as it is, right? Now, you try to tell people that have been so entrenched in that program, in the money program, that now all of a sudden their dollar bills that they worked so hard for and that they happen to have a big stack of, you mean you're going to tell them that it's worthless? They'll be damned. They'll be damned. And I believe a lot of people will rather be damned, and the psychological attachment to cash money will probably last longer than the actual performance of the dollar. Like, do you know what I mean? What did Bix say? Man, I could really just keep going, you guys. I actually think what I'm going to do, wow, 287 people in the chat. This is awesome. All right. So you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to pull a card for all of you in the chat right now. Something you guys need to know. General messages for everybody in the live chat. 288 people. Uncross your legs. Uncross your dang legs. All right. Let's see. And this is just going to be a message of support just until the next time I talk to you guys. I might go live tomorrow. Put in the comments if you guys want me to do a video tomorrow, if you guys want some more live readings tomorrow. Put in the comments what you would like to do some readings on. All right, these are messages of support for the 289 people in the chat right now. Eight of Wands. Okay, so the Eight of Wands, ladies and gentlemen, all of you, 291. This card is for everybody watching this right now, 295. The Eight of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is about air travel, things that align very, very quickly. It's kind of like, you know, you wanted to manifest something and then just like that, boom, 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 boom. It's like the gates open, suddenly things work out. And it's like, oh my God, when does that happen? You know what I mean? A lot of times it's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. But when the Eight of Wands shows up, this is a lot to do with what happens when things align and things are very mercurial. They're smooth. This does have a lot to do with quick decision. Some kind of a quick decision. Somebody's got to catch a flight. Somebody's got to jump in their car, hit the road. They got to move really quickly. This is one of the faster moving cards in the deck, Wands being the principle of fire. They do have a lot to do with the assertion of one's will, or the sort of when you impose your intention or will on something or someone. Let's see here. Let's do some stuff. Let's get some channeling going on here, specifically for you guys in the chat. Eight of Wands. Somebody might be this weekend doing some kind of sport, like that has like a something that projects. So you could be shooting. Somebody could be going to the range. It could be archery. You know, it's fast moving. Somebody could be doing a lot of like driving, fast drivers. Again, flying, we could be talking about pilots. We could be talking about people that are, you know, picking up and going somewhere for the weekend. Eight of Wands also, in terms of communication, this is the sending of that text or the receiving of that text. As classically, this is about energy or news, specifically some kind of a message that comes at you very, very quickly and sometimes out of nowhere. You know, it's the sort of thing where you know, a classic a sort of affiliated idea with this card is the idea of kind of taking cover. It's like when you cover your head because there's incoming. You know, Eight of Wands is a card of the incoming. things that come, you know, very, very rapidly. They happen very rapidly. So as far as what you're going to want to do with this energy is you are going to want to remain very vigilant, and you're going to want to keep your energy levels up. Okay. So this, you know, 8 of Wands, the fire principle. So this is going to be things like this is weird. Capsaicin. I don't know if anybody takes capsaicin, or some kind of like something from something in that family that I think is used to like relieve pain. That's what I'm getting. It's almost like or even the idea of using fire or heat medicinally is coming up. You know, like the candle, like the wax candle, the candling of the ear, heat therapy. So that's going to be your hot stone massages. That's going to be any kind of red light therapy as well, quite literally red light therapy. And then, of course, 8 of Wands, because it is fire, it is solar. It has solar properties about it. So this does imply just the natural effects of being in natural sunlight. So I hope that that helps. I am officially going to continue these readings over on Patreon. This is what you can expect over on Patreon in about 5 or 10 minutes from now. I'm going to do a live stream over there. I think it's also a live chat situation over there on Patreon. Go ahead. The link is in the description. You've got a $17 a month membership and a $25 a month membership. And so tonight, what I'm going to do, we're going to do our signs, our readings for the signs, what you're struggling with, what your weaknesses are, for, you know, how you're showing up in the Great Awakening, how you are embodying, expressing, and walking your path, your mission, specifically in regards to the Great Awakening, what your weaknesses are, and also what your strengths are, and how you can best wield your specific skill sets, your tools, and your abilities, and how you can really just make the best of this particular time in the plan, in the movie that we're all watching, but also are very much a part of. So this has been so much fun. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm always kind of nervous before I do these. I get that thing in the chest where I'm like, oh God, oh God. But then as soon as we go live, it always really just it feels like home. And I'm so grateful to you guys for joining me and for being so supportive and just so welcoming and making it all feel like home. So thank you guys. Come over to Patreon in about 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to continue these readings over there. All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your evening and have a great weekend. I'll see you guys soon.